guys, it's Shania from the Red Fairy Project. I hope you're doing well. We are approaching Christmas, so exciting. I hope you're doing well. I hope that you don't feel like you're like dragging yourself to the finish line. I know many of us feel like that. I'm fighting a cold right now, so I think everybody's feeling it. It's been an intense year, right? So actually, that's the perfect lead-in to today's topic, which is health supplements. Kind of unsexy, right? But for me, it's like so interesting, and I think for a lot of you too, because when I posted on Instagram that I had done some damage at my local health food store, that I had bought quite a lot of things, I asked you guys if you wanted me to do a health supplement shopping haul, and the response was like immediate. It's like, yes, please. So I'm glad to see that there are other kind of wellness freaks out there that are intrigued by all these different supplements that are on the market. We read and hear about so many things right now. Wellness is like a huge trend, if you will, which sounds kind of weird, but I think it's something, it's not just a trend, I think it's just a new lifestyle that's here to stay, because people see that they can't lead you know, kind of life to their full potential if they don't take care of their health and wellness. So before we get started, make sure that you subscribe to my channel by clicking the link below if you haven't done so yet. That way you will be alerted every time there's a new video that goes live. So I upload new videos every week. Also make sure that you sign up to the newsletter. So you probably follow me on social media already, but as we know, our feeds are just kind of overwhelmed with information, and sometimes we can miss out on some really interesting content. So my newsletter is my one kind of sure way to reach out to you once a week and to let you know what new content I have, to make sure that you don't miss out. So the links are below for that as well. So let's get started. So interesting. I have my little bag full of goodness here. So I'm going to start with, okay, this kind of larger one here is sticking out, so I'm going to start with that. So I'm going to start with protein powder. Now, if you follow me on social media, on Instagram, mainly on Snapchat at Red Fairy Project, you will have seen me share multiple photos of smoothies in the morning. And I always put protein powder in my smoothie. I have other ingredients that do have protein in them, such as almond butter, but because I'm mostly vegetarian slash vegan, I don't label myself anything, but I kind of lean towards those two. I rarely eat meat, and I want to make sure that I have enough protein. So if that is a similar kind of lifestyle that you have, you want to make sure that you have enough, not just protein, a lot of other important nutrients as well, but that is definitely one of them. So one of the ways that I make sure is by having some protein powder in the morning in my first meal of the day. So I've tried many protein powders, and my favorite one so far is I have to kind of put it up here. I noticed in my last video I was showing products and it was like at my boobs and you guys couldn't see it. So I'm gonna like this. I just want to make sure that you see them. Maybe I can do like a little insert of the product, of like the photo of the product as well, so I don't look too cheesy. But so this is the Manitoba Harvest Hemp Pro 50 plant-based protein powder. Each serving has 15 grams of protein. This is it's funny, it doesn't say in the packaging here, but this is like the yellow packaging is their kind of regular or kind of no flavor, if you will. I have another one here that I want to show you that's actually empty, but this is the one that I had tried in the past. It's their vanilla one, and I really like this. It's not too sweet, and it's just when I went to the health food store to, you know, stock up on a bunch of things, they didn't have this one, so I decided to try the other one, plus the other one was on sale. By the way, for anybody that lives in the Montreal area, or maybe even the 450, the North Shore area, if ever you go to the store called La Moisson, on Monday they have 10% rebate on different product categories, including health supplements, like hygiene products, so like beauty products. So it's really worth it if you're like me and you spend a lot of money on, you know, health food and wellness based products and all that. So just a little inside scoop there in case you don't know. So I like both, honestly. I find that of all the protein powders that I've tried, this is the one that doesn't have that kind of chalky texture. So there's another brand that I like also. It's called Do I have it? I don't think I have it here. It's called Vega, and it's a Canadian-based company, so I like that too. Manitoba Harvest, obviously, from Manitoba, so it's a Canadian company, so that's kind of nice. And I really like that other protein powder too. However, when I started trying this one, and then one time I went back to the other one, I have to say that this one is really like non-chalky at all. I don't know how to explain it. It's like the other protein powders, sometimes you can taste like the powderiness of it, and with this one you don't. Maybe it's because it's the base is hemp. I'm not sure, but so I like both. This one has a bit more of the sweet taste, the vanilla, but I don't know, I think they're both good, and they give you that, you know, that base of protein in the morning, and then you want to make sure that you integrate protein in the rest of the meals. I'm going to stay in kind of the powder categories here. So I wanted to try this Maca powder. So I follow a bunch of bloggers on Instagram, and these are people that create the most beautiful pictures, and I actually feature a lot of them on my own Instagram feed. And I had seen this recently with people that are they feature like really healthy, like whatever, breakfast bowls and stuff like that, or smoothies, and they kept talking about this like Maca powder, and I had no idea what it is, and then I kind of read about different health benefits and whatnot, and I'll put it here. And so yeah, it's just kind of like a little beige powder. I tried it. It doesn't taste too great, to be honest. I don't think they even mentioned, do they? Okay, yeah, they do. Okay, so maybe I put too much, because I just noticed here that they say 3 teaspoons, and I think I put more than that in my smoothie. So that's me. Sometimes I read things a little too quickly. So anyways, it's organic. It's from Prana, which is a Quebec brand. So, you know, if you're from Quebec, that's cool. If not, there's a lot of other brands that do this Maca powder. So yeah, I mean, let me just see, did they even say anything? They just say it's basically, it's a great source of power and energy. Maca is an adaptogen that strengthens the body by providing it with defenses mechanisms to fight against stress and fatigue. And don't we all need that, especially at this time of year? So sometimes I'm like, I'll read stuff, I remember that it's really, really good for me, but sometimes I don't remember why, so I apologize. We have so much information to store in our brains. But anyway, so yeah, so go in small doses with this, but I find that a smoothie or breakfast is such a great way to start the day off the right way and to get those nutrients that your body needs, because sometimes, you know, maybe lunch, you'll be in a rush or whatever, you might not make, you know, a healthy choice. At least if you start your morning off with something really, really healthy, you kind of feel good and it's good for your body, right? So another powder here. So unfortunately this, there was like a piece of cardboard on it that showed what it was. I do remember, but I won't be able to read any of the information. So it's basically beetroot powder, and once again, I heard a lot of health benefits about beetroot. And it smells so bad, I just opened it up and it smells really bad. So I honestly bought this partially, yes, for health reasons, but partially because, oh, that's pink. Like, that would make my smoothies really pretty and pink. So it's so bad sometimes. But anyways, man, does it not smell good. So very, very small quantity in your smoothie. The other thing I thought would be kind of cool is maybe for Christmas time or any time of year, if you want to make, let's say, those red velvet cupcakes or something like that, that you really need something that's going to create color, like a pink reddish color, but obviously natural without using food coloring. Beets are a really good way of doing that, so I figured maybe beetroot powder would be a good way of doing that, or even just for my smoothies in the morning. So once again, this one, I think the taste was pretty neutral, but the smell, man, so maybe like a teaspoon or something like that. I always think, like, start all of these new discoveries very gradually. Okay, moving on to something a little more solid, we have organic bee pollen. So I had heard so many things about bee pollen, and including one of the bloggers that I follow. In case you don't know her, you really, really should follow her. She's all into health and wellness, and she reads a ton of stuff on anything that's to improve your health. It's the Skinny Confidential. Her name is Lauren. She's funny, she's amazing. She even has a podcast. anyways, I heard different places and then she talked about it on her blog, so I decided to finally buy it. Let me just see here if I can find a really quick summary. It just talks about allergies, so be careful with that. No, they just talk about basically the sources and all that. But anyways, I've heard a lot of good things about bee pollen. So once again, I don't think I would put this in my smoothie because like it's granules, right? So I mean, depending on what kind of blender, if you have like a Vitamix, I'm assuming it'll just blend it to nothing, but I don't have that good of a blender, to be honest, so I wouldn't put that. So what I do is I sprinkle it on. If I do like a breakfast bowl for myself, I might do like a smoothie bowl, so I'll make my smoothie in the blender and then I'll just sprinkle this on top. Again, it's just a great way in the morning to add a little bit something, add a little bit more health to your meal in a very easy way. Since we're in the bee theme, let me continue with Manuka honey. This, my friends, is not cheap. I believe I paid $26 for this container. I had been warned because once again, following different bloggers that that have been trying it, and they did mention that it was like, I think she said that she paid like 30 bucks or I don't know, maybe even more than that. So I was psychologically ready to pay a good amount for this. However, once again, for me, it's my health, so it's a good investment. And oh my gosh, like regular honey has nothing on Manuka honey. I don't know how well you're going to see this, but the texture of this, so regular honey is very, very clear and it's very like, I don't know, I find it it's very, very sweet. Now, obviously this is honey as well in the honey family, so it is sweet, but I could honestly like take a spoonful and eat that, and I would never do that with regular honey. I just find that too intense. Once again, this has a lot of different health benefits, including for the skin. Now I wouldn't like, you know, slather it all over my face in a mask like I might do. I heard that actually recently. You can do face masks with honey, or you can even do like, if you want a little exfoliant, like my lips are so dry right now at this time of year. Just take a little bit of honey with a little bit of, with some sugar, and you just, it's like a scrub, right? It's like a homemade scrub. I don't think I would do it with this necessarily at the cost that it is, but possible. And so once again, you can just maybe have a scoop in the morning or put it in your smoothie, or maybe if you have like a nice little granola bowl, some yogurt and some granola with some fruit, you can just add that on top. It's so, so good. Just make sure you hide it from the rest of your family if you have other people living with you. Okay, so let's move on to something that's, you can't tell by the bottle here, but it's chlorophyll. I know this stuff, like this is stuff that people have been talking about for a while. Sometimes it takes me a while to get on board, but it's just if I keep seeing it over and over again, then I'm just too intrigued and I have to try it. And the last time that I actually saw somebody that was drinking this was my hair stylist, and she said that she usually has like a few colds a year, and she, you know, obviously deals with a lot of people, and she usually catches colds, and she said that this year she's been loading up on chlorophyll and she hasn't caught a cold yet. So I had actually bought a small bottle a while back, and it was okay. I found it tasted a bit so-so. I think it's like, they say, hang on, twice daily, 1 teaspoon, right? So it's not a lot, like in a glass of water, but the other one, the other brand that I tried, the taste was a bit stronger. And I had heard that this one, I guess the brand is Trophic, the taste was better or more neutral, if you will, and I have to agree. And it's really pretty, actually. You put it in your water, like depending if like you pour your glass of water first and then you pour like the teaspoon, it makes this like really cool effect in your glass. So once again, I appreciate the visual effect, but it's really, really good for your health once again. So maybe just for now, I think I'm having just 1 glass a day, but it's supposed to be, yeah, really, really good for your immune system. I believe it also, it's really alkaline as well, so I find that it works anyway. So even if I have a cold now, but that's because I didn't start drinking this soon enough in the season. Oh dear. Okay, I'm trying to move along here because I'm trying to keep these videos short, but when it's products like this, it takes a while, and I know that I tend to go on for quite a while, so apologies. All right, so I'm sure you've heard, if you're into health and wellness, you've heard about Spirulina. I've heard and seen and read a lot about this supplement. This is great for an alkaline diet. Once again, we hear a lot about that. These particular supplements are vegan and they're organic as well. So I had actually seen more about powdered spirulina, but the store clerk recommended the capsules. So I just figured I was starting to have like a lot of powdery things, and I was like, if I put all that in a smoothie, it's not going to taste very good or look pretty. So I was like, yeah, you know what, a capsule is fine with me. So once again, this does not smell good when you open the container. So little green capsules like this, and once again, I think they say they say 4 a day. So because I was introducing a lot of new stuff in my system, I went really gradually. And with these, I was taking 1 a day. And just like the last couple of days, I've been taking 2. So I think that, I think in general, like the North American diet in particular, or even the European diet is very, it's like non-alkaline, right? It's everything else. So it's like pasta and bread and like, not in my case, but like meat and stuff like that, where you want to introduce things like lemon and greens and stuff like that. And so once again, just with maybe some health supplements, I figured that could maybe help balance my my body out and even my pH system out. Which okay, so the last 2 supplements, if you will, that I have here is just a multivitamin, basically. However, one little nuance here is I decided to take the multivitamin for women. And the reason I did that was because it has more calcium in it. And if you're like me, if you don't eat or drink dairy, you want to watch out and make sure that you have enough calcium in your system. I did some blood tests a while back, and my system was low in calcium. So you really want to keep an eye on that, because you don't want to have like osteoporosis and be all like curved and weak and have like, you know, bones that can break easily. So that's why I take just multivitamin, but for women, so it has a bit more calcium in it, which I think is good. Speaking of calcium, one thing that's really important is that if you do make a lot of effort and spend money on, you know, taking all these foods and all that, you want to make sure that your body is absorbing them well. And so certain nutrients help your body absorb other nutrients. And for example, vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium. So apparently it's quite important to have both of those. So if like you're loading up on calcium but you don't have any foods, let's say, that have vitamin D in them, like for example fruits like citrus, like let's say grapefruit or something, or oranges, your body isn't absorbing it as well. So once again, you kind of want to help your body absorb all those really good nutrients. So I take vitamin D, and I think they actually say I could probably take 2 a day. But I just take 1 in the morning for now. In the winter especially, I remember when I got these, the sales clerk said in the winter in particular, it's good to load up. So I think it was, what does it say here? It just says 1, but I remember the clerk told me to take 2 in the winter time, because we don't get enough as much sun, especially in North America. So it's important for your health and even for your mood, for your morale and all that, because sometimes we can get those winter blues for those of us that live in Canada. So yeah, so should I show you yeah, I will. So hang on just a sec. Again. And I'll do my little Vanna White here. Isn't it beautiful? So I didn't get this at the health food store, but it is a supplement. So I bought it online on the Wellco website. It's from Australia. And it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen when it comes to, to supplements. And yes, I did buy it partly for the packaging. So seriously, like, so beautiful. Oh. Okay, so this is a supplement that was created by Elle Macpherson, yes, the supermodel from the 90s, and a nutritionist who knows what she's talking about when it comes to health and wellness. And I've been seeing it once again on different blogs, on Instagram, and it's basically So let me read it. So the Super Elixir by Wellco is a highly specialized alkalizing green supplement with vitamins, minerals, and trace elements to assist wellness and vitality. So I don't know if you'll be able to see. It's basically a green powder. So nothing like, it just looks like a protein powder basically. However, it doesn't taste green. So you know when you have like protein powder sometimes and you add it to a smoothie, you can, like greens, especially if you don't eat a lot of them, like you're not used to the taste, right? It's more, it's a little more like bitter, I guess. The more you eat it though, the more you get used to it. And I mean, it's the healthiest thing you can put in your body is greens, right? So for me, once again, just in case I don't get enough greens in my day, I like to start my day off by putting some in my smoothie or my breakfast bowl. And so this is just, it's a teaspoon, no, sorry, 2 teaspoons. And it says to put it in your water, juice, smoothie, or sprinkle over food. So I tried both. I put it once in the smoothie, but it was mixed with so many other things. I could taste a little bit of sweetness compared to my usual smoothie, but I wasn't sure. I thought it might have been the Super Elixir. So then the next day I decided to try it just in water, like what they recommended. I was quite concerned of what it would taste like because it looked just like murky water, but it was actually, it's quite good. So there's something sweet in there that makes it taste quite decent actually, which is quite nice. So this is obviously, it's just like you leave this on your counter and you just admire it. And okay, I didn't mention any of the prices, but this one I do want to mention. It was $135 US. You've probably fallen off of your chair or your couch right now. I did get a 20% discount because I bought it on Black Friday and there was a discount that day, but still extremely pricey. Seriously, like I'm interested to see, like, really, am I going to become like Superwoman? I don't know, but I know it's really, really, really good for me. Once again, it's an investment for my health. And
oh dear, we had a little technical issue here at the end of the filming of this video. Apologize, I've been using new equipment and for some reason the camera stopped filming at the end, so I do apologize. I hope that you enjoyed this health supplement shopping haul. I had a blast shopping and doing this video. I hope you did as well. Let me know your thoughts. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week. Love you guys. Bye.